Hello, I am back again. This year I am doing my 2025 year in review. Normally around this time I do my book reviews for the year. However, my reading was very bad this year. Very, very bad. I didn't get too many books read, so I decided it wasn't really worth doing a whole book review for the year sort of thing. So I'm going with a writing review for the year instead. So I'm going to recap what I did this year, what I accomplished, and what's on the schedule for 2026. So the first thing that I did this year was write this book, finish writing, editing really this book and get it published. So that's Murder, Magic, and Maple Fudge, my first foray into the paranormal cozy mystery genre. It was pretty well received. I mean, I'm still having a little trouble marketing it because, it's not the usual sort of genre that I write and not something my regular fan base really has too much interest in, although they've been pretty good about supporting it a little bit. So I'm trying to venture out into other areas, but yeah, it's a little slow going. So, but I'm still working on it, and I want to get the other two books in the series done, and that might help sales a little bit too. So that's the first thing. Now that one actually went pretty smoothly. Sorry, a little frog in my throat there. Except for a little bout of flu at bay, which kind of slowed things down a little bit. So that one went well. Um, and the other writing project I got finished this year was this one, Tales of the Norse Gods, Loki Saves the World, also known as the Saga of the Evil Chicken, if you've been paying attention to the channel at all. So I finally got that edited. I finally got that published, and I am so glad I am done. Um, I got a lot of merch ideas out of it. I'm still getting that up on my merch shop. So the Evil Chicken has stickers and a T-shirt, and also there's team mugs for this book. There's Team Loki, Team Chicken, Team Tiny Dragon, and Team Villain, which Balder Sucks is the logo for that one. I am gonna put up a Team Squirrel too, but I haven't finished creating the squirrel yet. So, but that will so there those mugs are up on my Redbubble, not my Redbubble shop, my Fourth Wall shop. Anyway, so that one got published, the Tales of the Norse Gods. Um, Also this year, I went into my second season of the Shadows and Ink podcast for Crystal Lake Publishing, and we did a lot of really good episodes. We ended up with a extra long vampire episode for December, which was really fun. So be sure to go check out those episodes. I've got the links for the Shadows and Ink podcast down below in the description. But we had a lot of good chats and discussions this year. So yeah, second season went well, and we'll be going into our third season in January with a little bit of a twist. We're not doing a horror episode for our third season. We're actually doing um, crime crime thriller episode about how to write a crime thriller in the past, specifically the 1970s. That was an interesting chat. Okay, I also started a new show for Go Indie Now this year, To Trope or Not To Trope, where basically I'm sitting down with authors and one of us is defending the trope of the month and the other one is saying how bad it is. And basically, it's kind of a little bit of a debate, more of a discussion on the downsides of using tropes and how to avoid those downsides, the good sides of using tropes, and what to emphasize in things. So it's basically a writer discussion on how to use tropes, and we've had some really fun stuff there. The last one we did was instant fighting skills, which I had a really tough time defending because I'm not fond of that trope at all. I think it's rather a dumbass trope, but what are you going to do? So I did my best. Anyway, so also this year, because I don't have enough books to write apparently, I came up with a new idea. Uh, a while back, I wrote an airship pirate short story for the anthology. I think the Cogs, Crowns, and Carriages, I think is the name of the anthology. And I decided to revisit those characters and write a novella. So I have it's an airship pirate casino heist book. I went through a few title ponderings, and I think I've landed on the title, The Gilded Gamble. And we have it's going to be interesting. There's a heist that's not kind of a heist, but maybe not necessarily what you think is a heist. We've got the ex-boyfriend coming back. We've got new royal possible love interest who they kidnap. It's all sorts of interesting plot points in the book. I still have to write it, of course. I've started it, but I'm still kind of working out the plot and the various things. But this is a steampunk book, of course, airship. But it should be a fun little adventure, steampunk adventure book when I get it done. So that's on tap for 2026, getting some of that written. I don't know if I'll get it finished in 2026, but I'm going to try and make progress next year on this airship pirate book. Anyway, so also this year I did Novel November, which is the pro writing aid replacement for the now defunct NaNoWriMo. So I did that, and I went into that thinking I was going to be writing my horror lighthouse ghost book, Dark Beacon, which I did sort of. I got I did the outline for it from like 2/3 of the book I had outlined. So I thought, well, I'll just start writing it, and then I'll finish up the outline as I'm writing. Except that kind of didn't happen. The book, I don't know, I was like pulling teeth writing this book. It was not flowing. It was not going. I got about 2/3 of it written. Um, but I just didn't have an ending. And then I realized when I'm writing this, the antagonist, this the supernatural entity that's on this island that's causing the trouble. I didn't really have it formed in my mind. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to vanquish it, which is why I didn't have an ending. It's like you got to get rid of it. If you don't know how, it's kind of hard to write it. So that's the big problem with that book. So I just said, no, this book needs a little more pondering, a little more baking. So I just set that aside. I got 2/3 of it done. So I made good progress on it. And I'll just find another book to write. I thought about writing the Air Pirate book, but it still needs a lot of work before I begin. So I decided instead that I'll just write book 2 of the City and Blade series, because I've already got the first draft of book 1 done. I know the world. I know the character. I know basically the plot of what I wanted for the second book. So I just decided, well, I'm just going to wing this, and then we'll just finish out the word count for November, and then we'll fix it. Fix it in post, as it were. So, yeah, distracted there by notification, sorry. So, but that book, though, that one just flowed. It just came out. I got about half of the book written for the rest of the November writing series. It did not turn out, the plot did not turn out like I had first envisioned, because originally the original plot for the book was basically this mysterious courtesan in Venice whose clients are being poisoned or mysteriously dying from some magical sort of a plague. That was the vague plot idea. And that's what I started off with. However, somehow alchemy got into the book. And then there was a serial killer. And it's like, okay, this is interesting. So we went with the alchemy and the serial killer, and so the book is like totally different now. And so the original title was The Valentine Plague. And so, yeah, I have to change because they're not a plague anymore, really, because it's the whole focus of the book changed. So I'm going to have to change the title on it. I'm leaning towards the Eternal Temptation because that fits the new plot much better and in several points. So yeah, so I'm going to be finished. That's what I'm going to be working on this year. My main series, my main book focus this year is going to be edit book 1 in the Obsidian Blade series, Mask and Shadows, and finish writing book 2 of this series. So that's going to be my main focus this year, along with one of my goals from this year that did not get finished, which was write the last short story from the Hayward and Anderson series. I did not get that done, mostly because, again, I changed the plot. I'm having a lot of plot issues this year, apparently, because it didn't like I really couldn't. The original idea for this, again, the original idea for the supernatural antagonist, um, I couldn't find a good mythological creature for what I wanted. So I did find a good mythological creature, but it wasn't exactly what I was originally planned. So I had to switch up the plot points and I have to redo it. And I decided to throw in a lot more steampunk elements because it's easier to get around when you have an airship. Okay? If you have an airship service from here to there, because they're often in Reichenbach for the last on vacation for the last story, and if you know the series, you know the significance of being in Reichenbach. So yeah, so that is basically where I am at with that. We're going to have like steamship conveyances, steampunk airship conveyances from place to place to get to all the tourist destinations and things. So I have to refocus. I have to relook at all that and figure out how the logistics of that would work and create that particular world um, along with the history. So there's a little more research involved in the short story than I had planned. So I had to put that one on hold until 2026. But I will get that one done and finished and out in 2026, as well as the Hayward and Anderson story collection in print. So there is going to be a print book for Hayward and Anderson. I'm going to collect all the short stories and make like a print collection. And there will be a bonus story where we will get to meet Lars Anderson's mysterious fiance that he dumped at the altar. And I'm going to have a couple of bonus scenes as well in the print book. Now, for all you people who have been buying the ebooks, thank you. Don't worry. I'm going to have the last story as an ebook as well. And I will have the bonus story as a separate ebook. Once I publish the print book, I'm going to be publishing the bonus story and the bonus scenes as a separate ebook. That will only be available on my direct store, though. So it won't be up on Amazon. So if you have been buying all the ebooks and you don't want to buy the print book because you don't want to spend extra money, I get that. You can buy the ebook of the bonus, but you still want the bonus story. You can still get the bonus story. You will have to buy it from me direct, though. That's the only thing. I hope that made sense and wasn't too confusing. Okay, so that's the Hayward and Anderson thing. That's November. This month I actually finally got around to putting up one of my books. There will be more up on Later Press. So I'm going to be doing some subscription serial fiction over there. I'm going to take my horror novellas, the Lies and Demons series that I have planned, and I'm going to be doing a subscription on those over on Later Press. So you'll be able to subscribe to me over there either monthly or annually to get that particular book series. I will have all my other books that are currently published up there eventually. It may take me a while because I'm slow on these things. But I will have them up there, and you can also get them through the subscription, or you can buy them individually, which is why I like Later Press because they allow you to do the subscription, but you can also buy books individually. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to go with Later Press for doing a serial novel like that. I also may finally get around to finishing the serial novel that I had planned for the sequel for Chronicles of the Undead, but we'll see on that. And the one last bit of news I have um, for 2026 is that I've been asked to write a column on self-publishing for the Opportunities site. Now, I'm not sure exactly where the column is because I forgot to ask whether it's going to be in the newsletter or it's going to be on the website. But Authortunities is run by Angela Eureka Smith, and it's a newsletter, and it's also a website, and it's basically a community for writers to network and to come together and to be supported. And she's been a friend of mine for a long time, and I was only happy to write the column for the Opportunities. Another one of my friends is involved in it as well, and she asked me, and so I wrote my first column, so that will be up sometime, probably next month in January. I'll let you know when it's up. So that's basically what my year's been like. Um, Next year, like I said, I'm going to be mainly focusing on getting the last Hayward and Anderson stuff done and the Obsidian Blade series done because I've been wanting to get that one finished for a while. I also have some back uh, matter and older books to get updated and reformatted. So hopefully I'll get to that in 2026. Finally, I was supposed to get to it this year and did not. Other things got in the way. But I will hopefully get that finished and get a few of the older books recovered and reformatted. And yeah, and I'm also going to have to get a lot of new merch. I've been very busy this past few months getting new designs done. I've got a new Hayward and Anderson logo that I really like. So yeah, that will be all uploaded hopefully next year as well. So you can look forward to lots of stuff for me in the new year. That was what happened this year. And okay, everyone, bye for now.